Gamecocks your last August around here, I guess. So what's it been like knowing that you're sort of setting off on this journey of lasts around here?
Yeah, it's definitely bittersweet. Obviously, I remember coming here now 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago, and time's really flown by. So it's been both emotional for me, and I'm also happy because I'm able to come back for another year and have that opportunity because I love this place. It feels like home for me, and I'm just excited for the year.
What's it been like with Jody so far at special teams coordinator, and how has it been different than Pete Lembo last year?
Yeah, he's been amazing for us, both as specialists and for our team. Him and Coach Lembo do things a little differently in how they approach things, but he's a genius. Obviously, his experience in the NFL is unmatched. He's been able to give me specifically a ton of drills and things to help me with my technique, which I've already seen help me tremendously and help the team as well.
You obviously have a pretty unique perspective of this kicker competition. So what can you share about what you've seen with that?
All I'll say is I've been extremely impressed with all of our guys, all the way from Alex to Mason and all the guys in between. That everyone's been doing a great job, and obviously that's going to be Coach Beamer and Coach Jody's decision. But I know no matter what, whoever's out there is going to do a great job.
When you went back this offseason, how did you assess your 2023?
I think for me, the biggest thing was taking what I can from it in terms of good things that happened. Obviously, that wasn't the season I wanted or the team wanted. But for me, kind of looking at how I handled certain things and how I could change that moving forward. And I've done a ton of that kind of after the new year, where that's assessing how I handled things, how I approached certain situations, and just kind of how I attack football in general. And I've seen a ton of improvement both mentally and physically since the new year.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it you and Mason right now doing the most of the punting right now?
Yeah, Mason and I have been doing the punting stuff mainly, but he's a combo guy, so he can do both kicking and punting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's it been like working with him? Him being a first-year guy and you being in your your last hurrah per se.
Yeah, it's definitely weird because I kind of look at Mason how I was when I came in, and me kind of being a guy like Parker White when I first got here. So it's been cool to have that perspective from it. But he brings a young aura with him that we all love and brings energy for sure.
When you go back as a punter and look at like if you have a bad punt from last year or anything, do you think like was it something physical, some technique thing, or is that just mental?
I'd say it's a mix of both. Obviously, the physical is what causes the punt to be good or bad, but the mental side can play a huge role, and that's something that I've looked at a lot with Coach Jody and Coach McConnell is kind of the technique stuff. And like I said, he's provided me with a ton of drills to help my elbow specifically, which became a problem last year, on just kind of the angles that I'm dropping the ball onto my foot.
Can you explain the elbow thing? Like, what were you doing last year, and what is the correct technique?
Yeah, so a common issue for me last year was my elbow. Instead of kind of being right on my side, it would kind of tuck inside like this and cause me to drop it inside of my shoulder, which would lead me to swing across, and the ball would either go off the side of my foot or hook back into the middle of the field. So the drills we do kind of focus on keeping my elbow down by my side and not letting it creep inside.
What is the drill?
A lot of it is just doing drops on a line, so standing on one side of a line and making sure you're keeping that ball outside the line as you do your drops.
Could you share a little more detail into your relationship with Jody and kind of his communication style and coaching methods and things like that?
Obviously, I'll say what I can, but no, me and him have a great relationship. I'm always, going to him asking if I can watch guys that he's coached or anything technique-wise that he can provide. And then obviously what he's doing for our team in terms of his philosophies and how he's having guys attack certain things have been great. And specifically on the punt team, I feel well protected and know that we're going to have great guys covering downfield. So I'm definitely confident in what he's been able to do for us. Thank you.